Hi guys, my name is Carlo and today we're doing a deck tech of the Briar Blitz deck that I recently ran at Battle Hardened, Manila. I did 7-1 in the 8-round Swiss, got into the top 8, won my first round in top 8 and then lost to Vincent, which I'll talk about, to be able to land finally at top 4. So we'll go over the equipment first. Of course, you have the weapon of choice, which is the Rosetta Thorn. I picked this one up during the Worlds in Barcelona. For the other armors, you have Grasp of the Arknight. Not too much to talk about. It's really one of the best equipments in the game for rune blades. I have one null rune boots, just so that I have AB3 against the Emperor, and I have AB1 just in case I run into Vincets or other Briars that do rune chant ones. We have Crown of Dominion. This is primarily a Royal Briar deck. I have Crown of Providence in the list, but I never brought it out or used it even once throughout the entire 8-10 rounds that I played during Battle Hardened Manila. Dyadic Carapace for the 2-block and the AB2. And then we have my favorite armor, Aether Ironweave. This can mean a lot, especially if you're in the offense and you crack it and you get the 2 resources, which could pretty much mean like a free CNC, free erase face, or whatever 2-cost Rosetta or whatever you want to put at the end of the chain. And of course, Snapdragon Scaler. So those are primarily the equipments of the deck. Now, when it comes to the attacks, so I'll go over the attacks first. There's nothing too new about it. There are a few changes from the previous list that I ran at Worlds and the list that I ran at Skirmish. You have your conditional go again attacks. You have Scar for a Scar. You have Ravenous Rebels. You have Enlightened Strikes. You have Lightning Surges. You have Swarming Gloom Veil. So these are your typical go again attacks for Briar. The ones that were cut from the list, obviously, there's no longer Give and Take, which used to be here. There's no longer Entwine Lightning, which used to be here. And we actually also cut out Coax of Commotion. I'll talk about that in a bit. We have other attacks, which are staples. You have Snatches. I put in Arcanic Crackles, primarily because it almost always instantly triggers Embodiment because of that additional 1 arcane damage. And it also is block 3, which is nice to have. You have your Earth Blue attack, which is Autumn's Touch. New addition, Standing Order. This card is super polarizing. Some people don't like it, some people do. I just find that in Prism like matchup, poppers are so critical. And there are situations where you would be willing to give up your arsenal if only to be able to pop, I don't know, like a Herald of Erudition or something, right? And having 2 additional poppers on top of CNCs and Erase Face, if you guys run that, plus the Channel Mount Heroics, allows for you to be able to manage Prism matchups more efficiently. Apart from that, it's 0 for 4 and it blocks 3. There's also an instance where I think I got this all the way up to 17. It was a Channel Mount turn, Red Earthlore Surge, Nimbalism, and then this plus Arsenal goes to the bottom, which is just crazy. We have 1 CNC that I run, just so, you know, for those situations that you're going second. And those are the attacks. Now, let's go to the non-attacks. Non-attacks are very straightforward as well. We have Earthlore Surges. I have 2 blues and 1 red. The 1 red is very nice, especially if you have a blue card and then you have this. It allows for you to be able to do Earthlore Surge and have 1 free resource for Rosetta if you're able to trigger Rosetta Thorn. We have 2 cash-ins, which you play in very situational or in very specific situations. Sometimes you just want it in Arsenal, just so you're able to block with your hand and then draw and then swing back harder. Or if you are going for the kill, then you just draw the 2 cards, especially if you have Channel Mount. This is a really good card if you're able to draw it in the deck. That's why you really need to always play your card so that you are not IP'd by yourself, so you're able to dig as much as you can and as fast as you can to be able to get cash in, because otherwise you don't get value from your helmet slot if you don't draw this at all. We have 2 Nimbalisms. We have Bramble Sparks, 2, because you have, well, Earth cards. You have an additional one with the Red Earthlore Surge. I run 2 Plunder Runs, 2 Sonatas. I put back the Captain's Call. This used to be not part of the deck, but I just felt like having the ability to always make sure that your next attack gets go again, or that, you know, an additional blue isn't that bad, especially if you run Red Earthlore Surges. It's just a really nice backup card to have. Anthem of Springs. I already took out Tomo for Harvest for this one, especially during dash matchups. For example, they try to max velo you with Pounder and stuff like that. I mean with the Goliath Gauntlet. And then you have an Anthem of Spring plus Force of Nature. That's instantly, if you already have an existing embodiment, that's instantly what, 8-9 block? Deadly. Next, we have Force of Natures, and then of course we have Star of the Show, which is Channel Mount Heroic. Now for the sideboard, I just have 4. I have 2 Sink Belows and 2 Erase Faces. This used to be 2 Sigils and 2 Sink Belows. The Erase Face comes in against Dash. The Erase Face comes in against Prism. And other matchups where the ability or the popper situation is needed. Sink Belows come in mostly for Dory, Bravo, and other matchups where you really need a Def React. So yeah, generally that's the deck. Now, to give you guys an idea what happened, throughout the entire tournament, it was pretty much very me being the aggressor in all the matchups because of the Crown setup, the Royal Briar setup. I lost in the top 8 because it bricked hard. So what happened was, I drew, I think it was like 2 to 3 rounds consistent non-attacks. I even had the channel mount and I even had the cash in. So it was just really Briar doing Briar things or Runeblade doing Runeblade things. It was very unlucky to be able to do that at a really critical point of the tournament. But then again, that is part of the risk you take if you play Briar or Runeblades in general. They can be very powerful. You have extremely high highs, but you have really abysmal and depressing lows. So yeah, generally that's it. The next time I'll be picking up Briar will be probably towards the end of the year. We are getting into the CC season, so I'll probably put more time and effort in doing Azalea, Dromai, probably KO. So yeah, that's the deck. Deck list can be found down below. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any questions about Briar, just comment and I'll do my best to be able to reply to you guys as much as I can. Peace.